So if you want to make money publishing storybooks on Amazon KDP, then watch this video because I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. If you're new to the channel, my name is Sean. I've made well over 7 figures from my own Amazon KDP business. So if you want no BS publishing advice from someone who is actually doing it, then make sure to subscribe. All right, so storybooks is a very profitable topic. As you can see, this book right here is doing $85 a day. This book is doing $22 a day, so that's hundreds of dollars a month. This one's doing $358 a day. So now we're talking this book alone is making close to 10K a month. And those are just a few examples of the many storybooks that are doing hundreds or even thousands of dollars a month. So for example, if I open up one of the books, we have this one, Inspiring Stories for Brilliant Boys. It is doing $138 to $185 every single day in royalties. If you're wondering how I'm looking at this section, I have this tool called Bookbeam. It allows me to see exactly how much these books are making in royalties. If you guys want to check it out, the link is in the description below. So this book alone is doing $3,000 to $5,000 per month. And if you look at the sales history here, which is another feature that Bookbeam, gives us, you can see that it sells extremely well during Q4, the holiday season, because it's a giftable type of book, but it also sells really well outside of Q4, so basically year round. As we analyze this book, we can get more information, such as it is 92 pages, which is around 100 pages being the standard length for these books. It is at 6x9 size. And if you look inside the interior, this is pretty much how it looks. So basically at the beginning of the chapter, it has an image that's relevant to the story. And then from there, it's just text, which makes these books really easy to make because you just basically have to get a couple images per chapter. And the rest of the text, you can just come up with it yourself if you're imaginative, if you can come up with these stories yourself, or you can also use AI for assistance, which I'm going to show you how in this video. Before I do that though, going back to this book, I looked up the author, I looked up the brand, and it seems like they don't have any social media presence at all. They're not on Instagram, they're not on Facebook, they're not on TikTok. So they're not doing social media marketing to generate these type of sales. So it seems like running Amazon ads is their main way of getting sales. All right, so the big question is, how can you do the same? Well, essentially, we got to figure out how to create a book like this that is just as good and how we can market it so we can start making sales. First, let's talk about how to make these kind of books. All right, so first, let's analyze this book to determine how many stories we need. All you have to do is look inside and look at the table of contents. It shows that besides the introduction and the conclusion chapter, we have 10 chapters, basically 10 stories. And if you scroll down, once again, the first page of every chapter is just an image. So if you minus the page that has the image, each story is about 7 pages long. So I did some reverse engineering and basically figured out that there's about 208 words per page. And there are 7 pages per story. So basically every story is 1,456 words. So that doesn't mean your story has to be exactly 1,456 words, but it's just a nice benchmark to have. So going back to this book outline, you can see that chapter 1 is about the boy and the dog. I highly recommend you guys to just create a whole new set of stories instead of copying this one, which is as simple as going to ChatGPT and asking for some set of story ideas. But just as an example for this video, I'm just going to create a similar chapter. So I asked ChatGPT to act as an expert book writer and create a 1,500 word story about a boy and his cute puppy. This story should motivate children to improve their self-confidence, friendship, and courage because a storybook, especially for kids, always has some kind of moral lesson to it. The purpose of this book is for children to read heartwarming tales of resilience and courage to unveil their strength and spirit amidst life trials, and this story should focus on conquering their inner battles. And just like that, we got a pretty nice story here. Max was an ordinary boy living in a cozy little town with his parents. He had curly brown hair, etc. So make sure you read the story, make sure it's good, make sure it makes sense. As always, do not just copy paste from AI and publish it, right? Make sure to add your own touch, make the work your own, and once you're happy with the quality, then you can add it into your book. But if I go here and copy the entire thing and go to wordcounter.net and paste this in, it tells us that we have about 1,362 words. So this is the exact length that we want for our stories. So just like that, with one prompt, we have one story, and all we have to do is edit this story once again and do this 10 times to have a whole storybook. So that was generating the text side of the book, but we still have to come up with the image side of the book as well. Now, I did find a very cool way to reverse engineer and create a very similar image to whatever image that you find, right? Now, keep in mind that I'm not teaching you guys to go and rip off your competitors and make something that's exactly the same, right? You definitely don't want to do that. However, let's say that you found an image online that you really like and you want to recreate something similar using AI. Well, this is a really cool way of doing so. So let's say this is the image that you want to recreate. All you have to do is click on it and save image. Then I'm going to upload that image on ChatGPT by using this attach file section. And I just asked to give me a mid-journey prompt to get an image like this. And this is the exact prompt that I got. Once again, guys, I'm not here to teach you guys to rip off your competitors. Please do not do that. Always add some originality, differentiate from your competitors. That is the best way, because if you just rip off your competitors, that is a very quick way to lose your account. So I've used a prompt on Midjourney and we got these images that I think looks really nice that we could potentially use in our stories. And you basically want to repeat this process 10 times. And now we have all the pieces we need for chapter 1, and you basically repeat this process 10 times. So that was how you can create these storybooks yourself, DIY, using AI. But it does take a little bit of time to learn AI and how it works. So if you don't want to go through that process, if you don't want to make these books yourself and you rather just outsource this work, pay somebody else to do this for you, then the great part about Amazon KDP is that you can do that. So you can outsource the writing to a ghostwriter using a company like the Urban Writers. The Urban Writers is my #1 ghostwriting company that I recommend. So I'll leave a link to Urban Writers below in the description. But basically you just go and click on services, click on nonfiction package, or in this case, I guess it's a storybook, so it is a fiction package. Honestly, I think both way works. So just go down to the nonfiction package, and you can click on any of these packages here. Since a storybook is relatively simple to write, honestly, the Rising package and the Urban package can do a good job for this. So click on Start Now. And if you haven't yet, you have to create a free account. So once you do so, it's going to look like this inside the portal. You want to click on Post a Project, New Project Posting. I'm just going to put Test here. And I'm going to click on Individual Packages. You can order the bundle, which includes book cover and all the other stuff. But I honestly like ordering my book cover on another site. So I will just click on Individual Packages here. Click on Book Writing. And once again, I guess in this case, it could be either fiction or nonfiction. Doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to click on Nonfiction. And this is where it gets cool, because the Urban Writers is the only ghostwriting company that has AI generated manuscript, which means that they will work with AI themselves. So they have an actual human ghostwriter, but they also have their own AI writing tool. So basically the human ghostwriter will go and create a baseline draft with AI, and then they're going to go and touch it up. Basically what I just showed you how to do in the DIY section, they're going to do it themselves. So it's not 100% purely AI written crap, right? It is AI generated, but human comes in and touch it up and make it good after. But the thing is, because it cuts the workload of the ghostwriter in half, the cost of this is literally cut in half as well, so which is a good thing for us, right? So normally with human written manuscript, it costs from $3.30 per 100 words, but with AI generated manuscript, once again, it's cut in half, so it's at $1.70 per 100 words. So I'll click on continue, and I'll just click allow all to request to have more writers requesting. And I'll just submit information like title, subtitle, author name. By the way, for the word count, if you remember, each story was 1,400 words, around there, right? And there were 10 stories, plus the introduction and the conclusion chapter. So I would say, to be on the safe side, around 16,000 words, I think is a good place to be at. So that was how you can outsource the writing process, but now we need to create a book cover for our book. So if you want to outsource a book cover, Fiverr is one of my favorite places to do it at a very cost affordable basis. So I found some good gigs that you guys can try. I'll leave a link once again in the description below. But as an example, this one will create a Kindle book cover, and you can see that he focuses kind of on the storybook side genre, like this one, inspirational sports stories for kids, and it looks pretty good. And he will do it for just $15. If you need another service, there's this one as well, where she kind of focuses on this style of children's books, so you can try it out as well. And she charges $25 for a front cover. So that was the book production side of things, how to make these books, both DIY and outsource option. But the next question is, how can we market it to get some sales, right? Well, number one, Amazon ads is the best way, as this book is doing so as well. So if you want to learn how to do Amazon ads, I do have a tutorial video. You can check it out in the description below. You also want to make sure to gather reviews as well, and I do have a tutorial on that too, so I'll leave a link below. But the last thing you can do is social media marketing, and this book right here is not doing that, so they are missing out on that. And if you start doing that, then you might have an advantage. So in my opinion, TikTok is the best place to promote your books across all social media platforms. So if you want to focus on one social media channel, then TikTok is probably the best place to start. As an example, this is a publishing brand. They're also publishing books for kids, but not stories, more so joke books. But this is a great example of how easily you can create these books, right? It's essentially just a AI generated text and AI generated background image, and that is it. And it's getting millions of views. And it's literally just, once again, AI generated background image with some text over it that you can generate easily on, ChatGPT or anywhere else. And it's just a carousel with some background music playing. The biggest thing about TikTok and social media marketing is consistency, right? So, the thing is people try one video, couple video and say that it didn't work, right? When you literally have to be posting 1 to 3 videos a day consistently for months until when things start picking up, things really do pick up, like it really explodes and you can make a lot of money. But the consistency is what's important. It's not that hard to make these videos, but it's hard to stick to it, and that's where a lot of people fail. So in conclusion, that is how I would approach the storybook niche in terms of creating the book as well as marketing it, both doing it yourself and outsourcing. And if you guys want to learn how I've helped over 1,300 people make money with Amazon KDP through my complete KDP program, which also includes one-on-one coaching, a full video course, and tons of bonuses, literally teaching you everything you need to know in this business, both for low content, medium content, and high content, then check out the first link in the description below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.